Happy Wednesday evening, everybody. It's about 8 p.m. West Coast time. I had a very busy day today. This TikTok is for Trump supporters. Donald Trump desperately does not want you to see what is actually in the Epstein files. When it became clear that he was going to lose the House and the Senate vote on the discharge petition, he read the language of the discharge petition. And when he realized that he was going to lose this vote overwhelmingly, it passed the Senate unanimously. There was only one single Republican who voted against it in the House. When he realized he was going to lose that vote almost unanimously, he read the language of the discharge petition. And after he read that language, he put out a Truth Social post on Sunday night and told Republicans to vote for it. Because the language of the discharge petition says, in effect, that the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, can withhold anything she wants to from public release as long as there are investigations going on related to Jeffrey Epstein. So Trump put out that Truth Social post and then demanded that Pam Bondi investigate Larry Summers and Reid Hoffman and Bill Clinton and Chase Bank and JP Morgan relative to their relationships with Jeffrey Epstein. I hope that you guys will remember in February, Pam Bondi and Donald Trump invited a bunch of right-wing influencers to the White House and gave them volume 1 of the Epstein files. It was all documents that had been previously made public. Later that month, in February, Pam Bondi appeared more than once on Fox News and said that the Epstein client list was on her desk and she was reviewing it. Then in March, an order was given at the FBI and 1,000 FBI personnel worked around the clock for 3 weeks, documenting every instance in the Epstein files where Donald Trump's name appeared. In May, Pam Bondi communicated to Donald Trump directly, "Your name is all over the Epstein files." And then on Sunday, July 6th, the DOJ put out an unsigned memorandum saying there is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed anybody. There is no Epstein client list. Pam Bondi said it was on her desk and she was reviewing it. She said that more than once. They were not releasing any further materials from the Epstein files ever. And there were no predicating facts to justify any further investigations into Jeffrey Epstein or his co-conspirators, and the DOJ was closing the case. After having 4 or 5 months to review the files, Trump's DOJ put out a memo saying there were no predicating facts anywhere in the Epstein files that would justify investigations into third parties. But yet when Donald Trump realized he was going to lose this vote yesterday in both the House and in the Senate, he announced 5 or 6 more investigations into people and their relationships with Jeffrey Epstein. So, MAGA, Donald Trump desperately does not want you to see what's in the Epstein files. And he thinks that you guys are too stupid to figure out what he's doing. Donald Trump thinks his own supporters are idiots. I agree with him, but that's neither here nor there. Donald Trump is desperate to prevent you, his supporters, from seeing what is actually in the Epstein files. Last week, House Republicans, not Democrats, House Republicans released 20,000 pages of new documents, mainly consisting of emails that they obtained from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. Within those 20,000 pages, Donald Trump's name appeared 2,000 times. 2,000 times. The entirety of the Epstein files, document-wise, is between 300 and 400 pages long. That's not counting photographs, audio recordings, video recordings, other electronic data. Author Michael Wolff, who has over 100 recorded hours of his interviews with Jeffrey Epstein, saw photographs that Jeffrey Epstein had of Donald Trump. And he recounted this in a book. Jeffrey Epstein had photographs of Donald Trump with topless teenage girls sitting in his lap. Those photos exist. Donald Trump does not want you, his supporters, to see those photographs. So Donald Trump is lying to you, MAGA, because Donald Trump thinks you, MAGA, are morons. He thinks that you are idiots. He thinks that you are too stupid to figure out what he's doing. He thinks that you're dumb enough that you'll never understand what's happening. And it's a shame because you guys are the ones that are going to have to turn the tide here. You guys are the ones who are going to have to turn the tide and hold him accountable, just like Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing right now. Do I have high hopes that you guys will ever do that? No, I do not. Because Donald Trump hates the same people that you hate. And you have made hate your entire personalities. And as long as Donald Trump is going after the same people that you hate, you'll let him slide on who gives a shit. You guys are now excusing pedophilia, the Protect the Kids crowd, the Pizzagate crowd, the QAnon crowd. Protect the kids. You are explaining away and justifying pedophilia in defense of Donald Trump. I would think that would be a wake-up moment for you guys. I would think that once you heard yourself doing that, that alarm bells would go off in your head. It certainly would for me. And we don't care if Bill Clinton or other Democrats are in the Epstein files. People on the left don't give a shit. If there are Democrats or Democrat politicians who broke the law with Jeffrey Epstein, put them in prison for an extremely long time. You see how easy that is? We don't care. Put them in prison. We don't care what party they're from. But that's the only thing that you guys care about. Because you sure as shit don't care about the victims. You never have. You only care about the perps. And you only care about the perps when Donald Trump lies to you and tells you that all the perps are Democrats. But when the rubber meets the road, and he and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel can't prove that, because Donald Trump's name appears 1,000 times more often in the Epstein files than the name of anybody on the left, then you guys start justifying pedophilia. I would strongly urge you to reconsider that position.